Hi, I'm Emma from Renshaw. Today I'm going to show you how to make a marzipan rose using the Renshaw Original White Marzipan and the Rainbow Dust Pro Gel in pink. I've used that just to colour up just a tiny amount, and I've got it made it to this colour. We're going to use that for the top of our princess cake, which will be in another video. So basically what I'm going to do first, just take your marzipan, always keep it in a plastic bag, stop it drying out, or in some cling film. So I've just got it in a little ball there. I've already just kneaded it, but if you've let it rest, then just give it a little knead, warm it back up again. And what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to roll my hand over the top of it. I've not got any icing sugar on my work surface, because otherwise it will just cling to it. We just want to roll that out, so it's quite an even sausage. And then you're just going to cut one for the centre, 2 for the outer layers, and then 3 for the next layer. And because we only want a small rose for the top, we're just going to leave it at that today. But if you wanted a bigger rose, the next layer you'd do 5 petals, and then if you wanted an even bigger rose, you'd do 7 petals. So pop your excess back in the bag. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll these in my hand. It's in the centre of my hand, and I'm rolling my other hand over the top, round into nice little balls. So now what I've got here is a document wallet that you use to file your paperwork away in. So I've got a fresh one of these, and I've just cut off the seam down the side so it opens up like a little wallet. And then the easiest way I find to do rose petals is it's in a pyramid shape. So if you always keep it in a pyramid shape, then you know which layer you're up to. Make sure you've got plenty of space in between, because when you press them down, then they'll start to spread out. You don't want them too close together, otherwise they start sticking together. I'm just using my thumb, and I've just pressed down in the centre of each one. Okay. And then I'm just going to press down that top surface so that you get a nice edge on the petal. You don't want a clumpy edge on it, otherwise it won't look real. It'll just look a bit messy. So I'm just pressing my fingers half on the edge of the petal and half on the table. Just press that down. Around, and then just move it over. Okay, so what you need to do now is you just need to peel that top layer back off the petals carefully, because it can get a little bit stuck sometimes. And then just take that top petal. Now you can do this round a cone to build it up, but sometimes it's easier just to take it one side, and I'm just folding that over, curl it in, and because it's marzipan we don't need any water, it sticks to itself, and you're just going to roll that up, keep it quite tight at the top so you get a nice curl shape, and then just roll that round, make sure the edge tucks in, so you can see there that it's a nice, really nice tight rose shape in the middle. So then it's the next layer, which this one, if you stopped it at this layer, would be a bud. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to curl it round. You stick one side down, make sure the tops of the petals are quite level, and then you're just going to leave that side open. Take your next petal out of the wallet, and then you're just going to tuck that in underneath the other petal and wrap it around. So you start building up the next layer. Again, just try and keep the tops of the petals level. Stick it down one side. I've started in between the 2 petals that you've already started on the previous layer. And there we have a nice little rose shape. So just to finish that off now, I'm just going to roll it between my finger and my 2 fingers. And can you see the excess is coming off at the bottom? Now, because it's on the top of my Princess Gateau, I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. So I've got it to about there. So I'm just going to trim off that last little bit. And then you can just pull out the tops of the petals, just giving it a little bit more movement. Make it a little bit more rose-like. And then just pop that to one side. Okay, so I'm going to do a simple style calyx. So I've just got a little bit of my green marzipan that I've coloured up with the Rainbow Dust leaf green colour. Pro Gel. So I've just kneaded this up, and I'm gonna just put a little sprinkle of icing sugar on my rolling pin, just move that over, and then just light even pressure over the top. Keep it moving, otherwise it'll stick to your surface. Keep it nice and thin. And then I've just got a simple daisy cutter, and I'm just going to press into the daisy cutter and press that out, like that. And I'm just going to stick that to the bottom of the rose and bring up the sides of the petals, like that. So it's got a little calyx on the bottom of it. And then pop your excess back in the bag later. And that's how we make a simple marzipan rose.